Welcome back to another explainer, everyone. Okay, let's jump straight into things today because we are exploring a structure that quite literally defies belief. Rising straight out of the blazing desert of the United Arab Emirates, we are looking at arguably the most awe-inspiring architectural achievement in modern human history. Today, we're going inside the absolute engineering marvel of Dubai, the Burj Khalifa.
To truly understand this megastructure, we have to anchor the scale right off the bat. 828 meters. We're talking 828 meters here, or for my friends using the imperial system, roughly 2,717 feet. This isn't just a really tall skyscraper, guys. It is the absolute tallest building humanity has ever constructed. I mean, it literally pierces the clouds and towers over everything else on the planet.
Which, of course, brings us to the core mystery of today's explainer. How on earth do you actually build something that massive? Seriously, think about the unimaginable obstacles the engineers, architects, and the thousands of workers had to overcome to pull off a record-breaking feat of this magnitude. Well, let's unpack the secrets behind all that steel and glass.
Section 1. A bold vision, building the world's tallest structure.
Now, to see how this went from just a wild idea to actual reality, we've got to look at Dubai's rapid transformation. Back in the early 2000s, city leaders and the developer, Amar Properties, had a very specific problem on their hands. They desperately needed a landmark. Dubai was growing at a breakneck pace, and they wanted a focal point that shouted their immense ambitions to the entire planet. They didn't just want a tall building. No, their goal was to capture the world's attention by building the tallest structure ever created, period.
And you know, the sheer speed of human ambition here is just wild. We go from this bold, almost impossible vision in the early 2000s to officially breaking ground in 2004 and then arriving at a fully completed, record-shattering megastructure by 2010. Going from a mere idea to a finished reality in roughly a decade, that is an incredibly short time frame for a project of this totally unprecedented scale.
Moving to Section 2. Designing a Giant. Architect Adrian Smith's Blueprint. Okay, so wanting to build the world's tallest building is one thing, right? Actually designing it is a whole different beast. Led by renowned architect Adrian Smith from Skidmore, Owings & Merrill, the design team basically had to fight the laws of physics. Specifically, they had to answer one seriously daunting question. How do you stop a 160-floor skyscraper from simply blowing over? Because up at those extreme altitudes, the powerful desert winds act like a relentless battering ram. A traditional square or rectangular skyscraper would literally twist and snap under that kind of intense pressure.
So what did they do? The engineers actually found their answer in nature. They modeled the revolutionary Y-shaped foundation of the tower right after the regional Hymenocallis flower. And this wasn't just to make it look pretty. This unique tiered Y shape is brilliant because it distributes the building's massive weight and mathematically confuses the wind, severely reducing the impact of those powerful desert gales. And they totally verified this genius natural blueprint through some incredibly punishing wind tunnel tests.
Section 3. The construction challenge, defying extreme limits.
With the blueprint locked in, thousands of workers from all over the world converged on Dubai, and they faced some pretty unprecedented physical hurdles. To really grasp the sheer volume of this undertaking, just think about the concrete for a second. 330,000 cubic meters. Let me put that into perspective for you. That is enough concrete to pave a sidewalk from Dubai all the way to London.
And obviously, all that concrete had to be reinforced, which took 39,000 metric tons of steel. Now, as the tower started climbing higher and higher, they hit a major logistical nightmare. I mean, how exactly do you transport tens of thousands of tons of heavy materials upward into the clouds? Well, it required bringing in the world's most powerful cranes and inventing completely new, innovative lifting techniques on the fly.
But you know, their biggest enemy wasn't actually gravity. It was the blazing desert sun. The extreme daytime heat in Dubai genuinely threatened the entire project. Why? Because high temperatures make concrete cure, or set, way too quickly. If that concrete sets before it's properly placed and leveled, the structural integrity of the entire megastructure is completely compromised.
So, to keep the dream alive, they came up with a brilliant three-part engineering workaround. Step 1, they developed highly specialized custom concrete mixtures that could withstand the climate better. Step 2, they completely flipped their schedule, choosing to do the vast majority of the concrete pours in the cool darkness of the night. And Step 3, they utilized these custom super-powered, heavy-duty pumps to push that liquid rock literally hundreds of meters straight up into the air.
Which brings us to Section 4, breaking world records, shattering the impossible.
By the time 2010 rolled around, all those brilliant workarounds had completely paid off. When they finally cut the ribbon, the Burj Khalifa didn't just meet expectations, it absolutely decimated the record books. It wasn't just crowned the tallest building in the world. No, it became the tallest freestanding structure of any kind, period. It grabbed the record for the highest occupied floor, the highest outdoor observation deck, giving you these unparalleled views of the Arabian Gulf. And to actually get you up there, it features an elevator with one of the longest travel distances on Earth. It completely rewrote the limits of engineering across the board.
Section 5. A modern global icon. More than just a skyscraper. So moving from the raw construction phase to its legacy today, the Burj Khalifa is honestly so much more than just a really tall office block. It's essentially a vertical city. Inside, you've got ultra-luxury residences, massive corporate offices, world-class restaurants, those observation decks, and even the super prestigious Armani Hotel. And to actually make daily life possible for the thousands of people living and working up in the clouds, the building utilizes incredibly advanced, state-of-the-art cooling, water supply, and energy systems to sustain itself.
And externally, it has completely cemented its status as one of the most recognizable landmarks on Earth. Drawing millions of visitors every single year, the whole tower transforms into this massive digital canvas featuring spectacular LED light displays. I'm sure you've seen the New Year's Eve fireworks and light shows. They're broadcast to audiences all over the globe, making it a true focal point for massive global celebrations.
Ultimately, standing a staggering 828 meters above the ground, this megastructure represents far, far more than just millions of tons of concrete and steel. Just as the quote says, it's a profound monument to vision, absolute determination, and what human imagination, when combined with brilliant engineering innovation, can actually achieve.
The Burj Khalifa proved that the sky isn't the limit, it's really just the starting line. Which leaves us with this final thrilling thought to ponder. As we continue to dream bigger and build higher, what impossible limits will humanity overcome next? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep wondering, keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.